G'day everyone, welcome to the final GPZ8000 Gold Nugget Depth Supertest.
This is what we've all been waiting for, the GPZ8000 Gold Nugget Depth Supertest. We're not going to be using lumps of lead or tin cans, but real gold nuggets from 1 gram through to a 78 ounce chunk.
Today we are testing the 4-ounce nugget and the one we've all been waiting for, the 78-ounce monster chunk. This is exactly what the 8000 was designed for, so let's go and see how it stacks up.
There you go, lovely. And the left ear sounds like a little bit of a wobble down tone, but the GPX5000 with a big old double D nugget finder on it, and the 8000, the new kid on the block. Have a listen to that. Dig me.
All right, the 4-ounce nugget test at 14 inches. There we go.
All right, let's see if the GPX6000 can get it. Difficult timings with the sensitivity right around to the max before the auto options. All right, it's all balanced. If this gets it, we'll shift it to the 2-foot mark. We won't bother testing the others. Silence. Nice.
That's
So, GPX6000, 11-inch mono, 14 inches, bangs the 4-ounce and no worries.
I guess that's our cue to move it.
Beautiful. Try it at the 2-foot level. All right, so he's all the way in, beautiful. Difficult timings. Two foot. Nothing. Crickets. Let's go grab 7000. Okay, now we've got the GPZ8000 with a 14-inch coil on it. We've got a 4-ouncer at 2 foot. The gold mode is going to be extra deep, and the ground type is going to be difficult. We've got the gain or the sensitivity cranked right up. So when you're testing, you're listening for the ground, what it sounds all around the target. Very stable. EMI is pretty good. Coming across the target in a second, I should. There you go, nothing. So 4-ouncer at 2 foot, GPZ7000 with a 14-inch coil on it, nothing. Let's go grab the 19 coil on the other 7000 and see how we go. Okay guys, so GPZ7000 with a 19-inch coil on it. So in the gold mode, we're in extra deep, and in the ground type, we're in difficult. Very stable, no EMI, very good coil for this. No, we could go through every mode, but most people detect in difficult. Normal will be a bit better, but we'll see.
Oh,
Ooh, just getting it.
a little bit of that turkey wobble.
Yep. So the 7000 with a 19-inch is getting a 4-ounce nugget at 2 foot. That's pretty good. It's got that classic 7000 drawn out turkey wobble. Like, it's not jumping out and slapping you in the face, but I tell you what, if you're on gold and you got gold in an area, or if you happen to be wandering through and you've just got, you hear that classic 7000 wobble, that will stop you. Again, it's not something that's going to grab you and say, hey, dig me. It's something you've got to be listening for. So right now, yeah, 7000 with a 19 is grabbing a 4-ounce nugget at 2 foot. Let's go grab the 5 and see how it goes. So, GPX5000, big double D coil, very smooth and stable, no EMI, ground noise is nothing. getting it. Not bad. Again, it's not jumping out and saying, hey, I'm here. What's really good about this coil and this combination, it's so silent all around it. And you can really see the difference when you come over this. We're just getting some EMI right now as I said it. That time of day, hear that? That's EMI interference. But we'll get rid of that. Watch this. Gone. Just got to change the manual tune just a few little notches and it'll tune it out. Say, listen. It's not a great booming response. Nothing that's going to jump out the ground and say, hey, dig me, right? But if you're on gold or you're near gold or you knew there was good gold found here, you definitely have a scratch at that. But having said that, the 7000 response with the 19 wasn't bad. It had that wobble, that distinctive wobble in it. So, although this gets it, the 7000 didn't do too bad. So, let's go and try the 8 and see how that goes. Okay, GPZ8000. We're going to have it in normal salt and with the sensitivity on the MindLab Auto. Normal salt, fairly stable. A little bit of ground feedback through the Echosonic. Doesn't like it at all. I would say that's a bust.
You're joking.
That is not liking that at all. You wouldn't pick that. That's, listen to the ground around you. Listen to this. I'm going to be quiet, but just listen to the audio. There's a bit of variation in the wobble, but they're very broad apart, not very defined and distinct at all. So normal salt, really, that's not very good, to be honest. The 7000's beating it with a 19 and the 5000 with a big double D's getting a better distinctive response. We'll change the ground type, or the ground mode. So we're going to go into their extra deep. I'm listening to the feedback, EMI is good. Ground's a bit noisy, a bit groany. Not severe though. Right. If you go past the target completely, you do get a variation in responses in the right ear to the left ear. So it is picking it out, but it ain't picking it out well. Have a listen. I'm going to be quiet here. So there is something there. Once you become more experienced with this machine and the new sounds, particularly this Echosonic Pro, you might be able to pick that as a target. But until you get experience and use with it, you'd nearly walk over that all day long. So now we're going to go back into difficult timings and just try that one. We'll just re-ground balance this here. Right now the 8000's not liking the 4-ouncer at 2 foot. Pretty stable. Ground's really good. EMI is pretty good. We're right over where the target should be. I tell you what, the Echosonic Pro on softer targets, when it's really trying to break through, it does give you something. It's trying to tell me that there's something there. I can hear one tone come up in the right ear, And the left ear sounds like a little bit of a wobble down tone, but again, it's not great. So just for kicks, we'll try difficult, high yield. We won't waste too much time on it, but the 8000 doesn't like this piece. Yeah, I've had this before with different detectors testing it, different coils. Some just do not like a particular shape of gold at a particular depth. Surprisingly difficult high yield is sort of rather noisy, really. Yeah, out of all the noise around it, I tell you what, you'll have to be a lot better person than I am to try and pick that target out as a definite target. So, GPZ8000 on the 4 ounce at 2 foot. I think that's a bit of a bust. Not performing very well at all on that one. So, okay, this is the big 78 ounce nugget test. This is going to test who's king with big deep gold.
There it is. Alright, let's put her in. Try not to snap the stick. I don't think this is going to fit, Dad. That's not fitting, Dad.
Not going to fit. Not going to fit.
I think we're going to have to try a bigger pipe.
Alright.
We've got a 2.5 foot depth. This one should fit. Let's have a look. There, that fits all right there.
Alright, slow her in. Hey? Alright, 78 ounces, 2.5 foot, here we come. 78 ounces of pure Victorian bloody beauty. We're going to give it a burl with the old, little GPX8000 with a little 11-inch mono on it. I'm going to put it in normal timings just to give her a chance, but I don't think she's going to get it, but you never know. Alright, so these are all ground noises. Listen to this ground noises. Nothing over the target. We'll just go to difficult just to shut those ground noises up. See, all silent now over the same ground. We'll just go and see. Crickets. She ain't meant for that sort of depth. We'll go and get a detector that's supposed to be. GPZ8000 14-inch coming up. Okay, so we're now about to find out who's actually going to be the big nugget depth king. Is it going to be the 7000s with either the 14 or the 19? Or is it going to end up being the 8000 or the 5000 with a big old double D on it? Well, we'll soon to find out. Let's try GPZ8000, 14-inch, difficult timings, nice and stable, little bit of EMI chatter, but ground is very quiet. Target's right there. It should be right about there. There's a little bit of chatter about, but there's definitely nothing there that's going to jump out and say, hey, dig me. You know, you'd have to be a better operator than me to actually hear that and say that's a target. So there you go, 78 ounce nugget, 2.5 foot on the 7 with a 14. No good. Let's go and try the 19-inch coil on the 7, see how we go. Okay. We're down to the last few detectors. We've got a 78 ounce nugget in there at 2.5 foot. The 6000 didn't even look at it. The 7000 with the 14-inch coil didn't look at it. So now we're at the GPZ8000 with a 19-inch coil. Let's give it a go. We're in difficult, very smooth, gain flat out, or the sensitivity level flat out. The gold mode's in extra deep. Very stable, both EMI and ground.
You might be...
Ooh.
I think you're getting something there.
Just getting it. Yeah. If you're out swinging around and you happen to go straight over top of it, yeah, that's enough to pull you up. right? If you're on an old patch and you're really carefully hunting, like just, you know, half coils at a time, like detecting like that, yeah, that would pull you up, right? It's not a boomer, it's not, hey, slap you in the face, say, hey, dig me. It's definitely something that would stop you and you'd investigate that, particularly if you're on an old patch. So, GPZ8000 with the 19-inch coil, does get it, difficult timings, gold mode, extra deep, 78 ounce, 2.5 foot, thumbs up, just thumbs up. Let's get the 5,000. All right, we're down to the last two. The GPX5000 with a big old double D nugget finder on it, and the 8000, the new kid on the block. So we're going to put her down to the side for a moment, and we're going to check out who's king of the big nuggets at depth, whether it's the new kid or the old boy. All right, 25 double D nugget finder, normal timings, gain cranked flat out, no EMI interference. Listen to how beautiful that quiet this is. No ground noise in fixed tracking. Beautiful and silent. Have a listen to that. It just killed the bloody 7,000 with a 19. That was a maybe, if be, could be. Oh, it was definitely there, but killed it anyway. Have a listen. Have a listen to that. Dig me. Hear what it says? It says, dig me. Listen, listen. Dig me. Dig me. Dig me. Dig me. Right. So we just have a listen to that once again. Listen how stable it is. Deathly silent. No EMI, no ground noises. Beautiful. Then listen to this, pull you up. Listen to that. 2.5 foot down, 78 ounce chunk. Wow. I tell you what, the new 8000's got its work cut out. This smashes it. One more listen. That is a good target. So, no mistaking it, particularly when it's silent all around you when you're moving around. So, let's see what the 8000 can do. Right, then there was one, the new kid on the block, GPZ8000. We got a 78 ounce natural gold nugget at 2.5 foot level. We've had it up against the 6,000, we've had it up against the 7,000 with a 14-inch and a 19-inch coil on it, and it's been going up against the GPX5000 with a big 25-inch nugget finder double D coil. So, well, we'll give it a go, eh? To be fair on this machine, at this sort of depth, up against the 5,000 with a big double D, we're going to give this the best mode for it to try and get it first off the bat. So we're going to go into normal, extra deep. The 5,000 got it pretty well. Let's see what the 8,000 can do. So it's a bit groany over here. Right. We got a pretty good strong target response. It sounds like a ground noise. It's not, the Echosonic Pro isn't coming in on both ears. It's coming in as one target. So maybe deep targets at depth, it narrows it all up. You don't get that wobble in the left ear or the uptone, low tone, and left tone, uptone, whatever you want to call it. You don't get the differentiation between the ears. It's just one constant target. So we'll just have another listen again. There's a little bit of ground feedback. Not quite big ground noises, but then when you there's a little bit of a wobble when you come off the target in the left ear. So there's a bit of a wobble as you come off. Yeah, so when you come past the target with the Echosonic, there's a bit of a wobble as you go past the target. So that might be a key indicator until we learn this detector better. But at depth, it's definitely getting it. See, when this ear drops, this ear still stays up. So it's indicating something different. We're going to have to learn a hell of a lot more with this Echosonic Pro. I do believe there's something in it, but it does sound like sort of a ground noise far away response, but it's strong enough for you to have a scratch, particularly if you knew gold was in the area or big gold's been found in the past. If I was out in the bush detecting right now, the GPX8000 with a big double D definitely lets you know there's a target absolutely right there. This, you get a bit of ground feedback, but it also lets you know there's something there, but not as clear as the 5000 with a big double D. So let's just try another mode now. We'll go from normal extra deep into normal salt, and we'll give that a go. So what I'm listening for now is how it reacts to the EMI, which is basically all the environmental electronic interference. The ground feedback is a little bit there, but not bad. Let's go across the target now and just see if we can pick it. Definitely pulls you up, but there's no real major differentiation between your ears with the Echosonic Pro. So it's not showing much of an advantage trying to pick out a target that's buried or placed, 2.5 foot down a 78 ounce chunk. It's sort of bringing it together as one broad, strong response. So, 2 more modes to try. So we're going to go into difficult high yield. We'll give it a crack. EMI is good. Bit more ground feedback, surprisingly. Echosonic Pro is trying to work. So the softer target responses, it actually starts to work. So if you can hear this, right ear, listen to the right ear. So the right ear comes in as a response. Believe it or not, it comes in with an uptone and then downtone. So it comes in like a woo-hoo, not a woo-hoo. Left ear is a bit delayed and wobbly, and there's an underlying threshold there. So the Echosonic Pro might actually work if you really understand it and listening for it. So let's try the last mode, which is difficult salt. All right, we're still in auto mode in relation to the sensitivity. Very stable. EMI is really good. I tell you what, you'd have to be on gold to pull up on that. There is a bit of a wobble through this Echosonic Pro, but nothing, absolutely nothing definitive. So, there you go, 78 ounce at 2.5 foot. The new kid on the block, done pretty well. It beat the 7000, I can tell you that right now. But the king remains. GPX8000 Big Double D Nugget Finder, 25 inch. For deep gold, you still can't beat it. But I tell you what, once we work this machine out, it still might give it a good run for the money. But right now, king of deep gold, the Challenger. Okay, we've completed the Gold Nugget Depth Supertest. We all really wanted to find out how the new GPZ8000 would perform on a test. Well, we've put it up against the old timers, and the new one actually performed reasonably well across the board. So on the big chunky 78 ouncer, the GPX5000 with a big double D 25 inch nugget finder performed the best. But this was the only one that competed with it. right across the board, it did pretty well. It didn't like the flat 4-ouncer or the chunky 29.5-ounce Specie. It just didn't like it. The Echosonic Pro is going to take a little bit to get used to, but I understand now what they're trying to do. They're trying to bring targets out in the left or right in a bit noisier ground, but that's still a lot of work to do on that one to get used to it. But overall, is it a waste of money or a good investment? $15,000, well, small stuff it was pretty good on, and right through to the big stuff. So I think we need to head out in the bush and find some gold that's been sitting there for millions of years. This test we did is the closest thing you'll find because it's done on real gold. So let's take it for a test drive out in the bush and let's find some bush gold with it.